Welcome, Transcend with Debbie. I have some amazing people in the back right now waiting just to be here for you guys. I'm so honored to be back here with Richard and everyone today. Richard, who is in the house? Let's roll him and give some hellos because I want to get this party started. We're going to talk about how someone opens up for spirit. One person works one way, another person works a different way, and you're going to get to hear the differences and how we make that connection and how we open up. And of course, we're going to flow in the love of spirit mediumship demonstration with Michael and Susan in the back. So, Richard, let's give some hellos so we can get this day started for everybody, if you don't mind. We're waiting here. Here we go. Oh, there's Terry Louise. Hello, Terry, beautiful. It says, good evening, Debbie, Michael, Susan, Richard. I love this whole across the pond with no borders where we can all come together and hold space. Hello, Samantha. Good afternoon, my love. Thank you for being here. Hi, Stacy. I love the kitty cat. I love the kitty cat. I want to go meow all of a sudden. Limo de Pimo. Hello, Limo. So nice to have you on here, Christine Davis. Good evening, my sweetheart. Thank you so much for being here. Love it. Hello, Jeanette Mack. So grateful to have you here. I love that. I love Stacy. Loving it. The eyelashes are popping, girl. You're looking good there, girl. Love it. Oh, Stacy Fernan. I hope I'm saying that right. God help me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Can we bring in the guests so they can also give some hellos? Let's do this, y'all. Come on in, people. Let's bring in Michael and Susan. Look at who's in the house, y'all. My friend Michael, Christopher, and Susan Ballard. Welcome to SPTV, both of you.
Hello. I'm right in the middle. I just realized that.
Yeah.
Is that planned?
Yeah.
A thorn between two roses.
Yeah. I love that, Susan. Well, Michael.
I'm only kidding.
We love you, and of course, we're just gonna give you a hard time because us girls, we flow like that. Just
I
can't help it. You can't help it. Richard set this up on purpose. He knew he was like psychically saying, "I gotta make sure this." Yeah.
Right.
So, Michael, would you introduce yourself? Before you do, actually, let's say some hellos. If you guys can go ahead, Richard, let's flow. Let's give Michael and Susan an opportunity to say hello.
Let's see who's up there.
Can you see the comments? Caroline,
I gotta get my magnifying glasses. Clara?
Claire, girl. Hey, girl. Claire rocks it. I was watching her the other day. There's Stacy again. I love the heart.
Hi, Stacy.
Lorraine? Hello.
Hello, Lorraine.
Hi, babe. Louise, thank you for being here, babe. I love the purple heart.
It's a great picture.
Oh, Monica, girl. So nice to have you here, babe. Hey.
Oh, I'm sitting there trying to read the really small print, and I look down and there's the...
Guys, I don't know what to expect today, y'all. Spirit angels, give us vision, give us sight, y'all. Let's come on.
I always do things the hard way.
That's hysterical.
I would be the same way. Don't feel bad, Michael. Lada's Playground is saying hello, Michael.
Hi, Lyra.
You got a shout out just for you, bro. I love that.
Tilly.
Hey,
Tilly. I love your umbrella, Tilly.
I love Tilly. That's a beautiful name.
Oh, hello, Michael and Susie. Blessings, Joanne Wood.
Hello.
Kaza's in the house. I call her
Karen.
Hey, girl. Welcome, girl. Hi, Joanne.
Hi, Joanne.
How's it going?
Joanne's amazing. I just want to go ahead.
Boy, Joanne's got some energy. Oh my God.
Yeah, right. I was like, I just want to go like this with her hands because she
has to be
so
psychic.
lovely.
She has to be psychic.
Yes, right.
Oh my God.
I want to eat all that up. Like, oh man, you just came in hot with that flow, girl. I love that. So, Michael, I was wanting to have you introduce yourself to everyone so they know a little bit about you, if you don't mind.
Sure. It's short because I'm a pretty boring person and I'm a pretty simple person too. So,
Mhm.
so I've been a medium, if you will. I mean, knowing that I was a medium for about 8 years now. Before that, till I was 45, this was not even part of my world other than reading about it, watching mediums on TV. That was it. So if you would have told me 9 years ago I'd be sitting here doing this work, I'd have been like, no, don't think so. It's not happening. But, long story, series of events, we all have stories that, at one point something clicks and then something leads to another. And here I am 8 years later talking to y'all.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I am a medium, psychic, whatever you want to say. To me, they're just labels. I think we are what we are. This work really has no labels, if you will, but because we're physical world, we have to have labels for anything. I think this is just a part of who we are naturally.
Yes.
And we're all equal. We all have this ability.
Yes.
I wholeheartedly believe that.
Beautifully said. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Susan, how would you like to share the world a little bit about yourself?
Well, so I always knew I was a little bit different from the time I was very young. And so it was kind of already within me. I was doing readings at a young age, and as a teenager doing tarot card readings and psychic readings. Took a break while my kids grew up and I raised my family. And I am, when my son graduated, it was time for me to kind of figure out what I was going to do with my life, and kind of doing that soul dive that everybody does in their lives at one point, where they kind of jump in and who am I? Why am I here? What am I doing? And I found this, all these things that were within me that I needed to explore. And this is where I'm at. I am a psychic medium. I'm an energy healer, chakra energy reader. I also do mentorships for young psychic mediums. That not all of them are young, but beginning psychic mediums, and helping people on their road, because it's a very difficult thing to have a spiritual awakening. So I've kind of been pulled to helping others through that as well. So I do a lot of things, but psychic mediumship is my very first love. I love the healing energy of it. I love connecting people to their loved ones in spirit and bringing through just that transformation, that transformation in our souls of, so many people come in and they're hurting, or they weren't able to say goodbye, or they just want to know that mom sees them or dad sees, and it just warms my heart. It's a very special thing, and I cherish it. It's a very sacred, special thing to me. So as far as the labels, though, like Michael said, I kind of agree, because I like to do all of these things, and it doesn't necessarily always fit into a certain label, but I absolutely have found my passion, and am so grateful to serve spirit, for sure.
Yeah, both of you guys really do come from your heart space, and I've watched you both work and hold space for so many, and so it's an honor to have both of you here on SPTV with us in the community. I find that, as you both said, we work so differently in the labels, and I know Michael's way of working is so different, right? So Michael, if I were to come to you and I said, Michael, how do you connect to spirit? How do you open up? Like, what do you do to prepare? Can you share with? That's right. What is that? What you just did? What did you do?
So I'll give you some context. So in the beginning, my first teacher, when I didn't really know anything, I was taught that I had to meditate before a session, and I grow impatient about rituals very quickly if they don't make sense to me. So short time after that, I sit and I ponder a lot of thoughts, like why do we need to do this? Why do we need to do that? And this thought popped in that, all right, I don't have to meditate to talk to a person. Why do I have to meditate or prepare or do some ritual to talk to a spirit or a person in spirit? And the next session I had after that thought, I just sat down and they were there. So right from the beginning, that's how I approach things. I'm like, okay, I just seem to break things down. But getting back to your question about opening up and all that, the moment I sit down to do work, I'm connected. This is my workspace. And from that moment on, when I connect with somebody energy-wise, I'm connected to spirit. So anything that comes through into my mind from that point on is spirit, and I just talk about it. And that's all I really do.
I love that. Thank you, Michael, for sharing that, because I think sometimes you said it right. We have to take what resonates for us as an
Right.
individual, because we all receive and process it so differently. So thank you
Right.
for
Yeah.
giving the breakdown and what works for you.
Yeah.
Susan, what about you, Susan? Because I can see the love, like, oh my gosh, I want to light my candle. I want to have the incense going. I want the flowers flowing. Like, what do you do, my love? Oh, I love that.
I actually love of welcoming spirit into my room and into my office and into my heart. And you know what, and I think I don't have any problem connecting like that, but I do like clearing my mind, like settling my soul and settling my heart space, and just opening up to, you know, the messages that need to come. And I'm also a spiritual artist, so I'll sit here and draw too. So I know I'll have spirit join me. I'll start sketching. And a lot of that is just me disciplining my own mind to be quiet so that I can hear. Because if I've got the day going and I'm busy, I want to make sure that I'm getting everything I need. And so, because I tend to be a bit of an airhead and a chatterbox. So I've got, you know, oh, shiny. Oh, I'm very easily distracted. So I have to kind of narrow that down and focus on something. So, yeah, I like the ritual part of it. I think it's special and unique, and it helps me. But again, everybody's their own, they got to do their own thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Beautifully said. Beautifully said. I love that. Does anybody have any questions for Michael or Susan? No. I love. Yes, like if you have any questions for them in reference to their journey or what they do, please ask away. You have two amazing souls from the United States that are joining us from across the pond to hold space for you and your loved ones. So this is the opportunity to ask. You all have amazing gifts. I love that we get to be part of it. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you.
Yeah.
I do too. Yeah. It definitely is special and sacred. I never meditate before working.
Can I clarify something though? Can I throw something out real quick?
Please,
Okay.
Michael.
So I don't want to give the impression that meditation is not important, because it is. It's just for me, I don't do it before. And the reason I found too, because meditation kind of lowers and quiets your mind. For me, I have to be hyper.
Yeah.
So to me, it does the opposite for me. So prior to doing this, or sitting down to work with somebody, I don't. Do I meditate? Yes. And I do it in different ways. I don't sit and, I don't know, sometimes I'll play my drums,
Yeah.
riding my motorcycle. That's my meditation, just getting away, unplugging, getting away from the noise, if you will. So I just wanted to make sure I clarified that it's just not something I personally need to do before I jump on and do a session.
Oh, yeah. Beautifully said. I find when I go dancing, I'll automatically just be taken into those different planes. Yeah, let's go, So and we got to go with that vibration. Yeah.
I love that.
Me too. And I feel like even just moving the body, Tai Chi, or just going into that workout, it takes you into that mind frame you're just in the flow, that's what's up. I love that. I love to get into that mind state for sure. So you have to find what fits your personality and what suits you as a person is what I feel. You're going to find that niche of this feels good.
And that's an important thing though, too, because I think people, one thing I stress, when I teach is, you got to take the tools from your teacher, but don't try to be like your teacher. Yeah. You have to find what works for you. And I find so many people that try to emulate their mentors. I'm like, no, you need to do things and you need to figure it out for yourself, because that's the only way you're going to know how you work and how you grow. Nobody else can do that for you. You just have to practice it and don't put yourself in a box that I'm just a psychic or I'm just a medium.
Exactly.
Because things will come up. I mean, healing came up for me, a few years after I began mediumship. And I'm like, okay, where did this come from? I just got used to being a medium, and now I just have this I don't know, desire to do healing. So it's weird.
Yeah, I love what Stacy's saying here. I meditate through mindfulness with coloring or music, which helps me connect, but I don't meditate guided or anything like I used to. Yeah, we all change. I know Susan's a spirit artist, so she draws. I find myself coloring, and I find myself drawing when I work. When I go live, like on a big platform, like on TikTok or something too, like here, or I'm really just in the flow. I love to color, and I love to get the crayons in and bring in the energy. So yeah, Diane is saying yes, Susan Ballard. That's so true. So yeah. So let's just go in, since no one has questions, let's just go in it. Are you ready to do some readings in
I was just about to show you my coloring book, but okay.
Oh, show me your coloring
No.
book. I was trying to see your coloring
Absolutely.
book.
I actually can't because
Show and tell, bro. Show and tell.
so
Okay,
my
you guys
partner
can-
Jennifer decided to send me this coloring book one day.
Uh-huh.
It's adult themed in the way of language, so I don't want to really show you, but I'll just
okay.
it's one of those coloring books. It was a joke, but I'm like, I can actually use that.
Yeah.
Because it fits my personality.
I love that. Susan, you're looking for your psychic, your
Well,
smart
so
arts.
I have all of these sketches that I do.
Yeah.
All of my readings, and I'm just like, oh, I don't want to pick out a yucky one, but so I just, that's what I do. I just draw. But you already knew that, because I think I sketched you one time when we were in a class. I don't know. It kind of comes
You
back.
did.
I think
You
I did.
Sketch
I
me
did.
once when we
I
were
did.
in a class. You are so right. So sometimes I draw myself.
Oh, I love that. That's adorable.
I bring in the colors and the healing for myself. I'll go into the heart chakras and just scribble and
Oh,
just
I
do what I
love
gotta
that.
do.
I'm an artist too. I mean, here's my
Yes, bro, I knew it.
It looks so much like you.
no hair.
I love that. You guys, please like, share, and don't forget to send the hearts for today's live as well, because I just gave you a photo of myself and one crayon.
That's what I did. I mean, that's
that.
a self-portrait right
As a
there.
self-portrait.
You guys, that's
You lost so
valuable.
much weight.
Go ahead, Richard. Do you want to show yours? I'm off. Oh, so Richard was going to show us his picture. Richard, do you want to show us a picture of yourself? Are you gonna send one of our tech? What is it? Those graphic designs that you do. We'll see if we can get a picture of him, since he's behind the screen and we don't get to. Everyone visualize, what does Richard's picture look like?
I love Lara's question.
I can't help it. Go ahead, Michael.
I'm just reading her question. Do any of you have a favorite memory when you were connecting for somebody? I mean, so many. I mean, and they vary. I mean, some spirits come in and they just want their family to laugh again, so they'll do funny things like, favorite of mine is, I usually ask the person in spirit, what do you do to let your, whoever I'm sitting with, how do you let them know you're around? And I'll never forget the first time a young man that I was channeling came through and said, well, I break wind. And I'm like, oh my God, I lost it. I was like, how do I say this politely? Because it was a live demonstration, and they're all women, which most of my audiences are predominantly women. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, how can I, because he didn't say break wind, he went for it. So, but I'm like, okay, and I just let it go. But I mean, those things, when they come through and they show us their humor, that they still have that humor side of them, and that they want us to remember that it's all about being happy here. It's hard when we lose somebody. We're never going to get over that. We never should get over that. But they want us to remember that this is a temporary experience. We will be with them. So while we're here, they want us to enjoy being here. So they're always, a common theme is they want us to remember to laugh, and enjoy ourselves here. And that's one way they show me. I was like, oh, okay, I'll go with this then.
Thank you for sharing that, Michael.
Yeah.
Susan, do you have a favorite memory that when you were connecting to someone?
Well, I'm kind of like Michael. I have a lot of ones that make me kind of smile. But just a couple of days ago, I had one, and she wasn't expected to come in. This woman in spirit. She was like, well, that's my mother-in-law. I kind of thought she'd be here, but this woman came in and was so excited to be there, and I could just feel her. Like, okay, let me get my introduction out. Let me say. And she's like, no, just tell her I'm here. I'm like, okay, just a second. And it was just that excitement. And I've had a few of those where they're just so excited to connect and be a part of this, reading or healing that I'm doing. And I think that's probably my favorite, is because it just warms my heart. Because, they're just bringing joy, and they're just bringing that you know, I'm safe, I'm okay, I love you. And she said she was like that in life too. Like she was just all about the love, all about the hugs. And so it's that personality, it's that connection. So yeah. And yeah, I have some that, like Michael, have had a sense of humor too about it, you know. Yeah, yeah, especially when it comes to, I do a lot of readings for spouses, and typically it's widows, female, and the gentleman's coming through, and it's like, so have you looked at the bank account lately, or things like this, where, you know, so have you paid the light bill? Those kind of things are kind of funny too. She's like, oh my God, he would say that. I just knew he would say that, or you know, oh, he likes your car, or, you know, something like this. So it's fun. I mean, there's some funny ones.
I love that. Now let's see if we can bring that into action and hold space and bring in some loved ones in. Richard, can we roll the names? And Michael, and Susan, just please go to. Okay, for those that are watching on Facebook, please bear with us. We are seeing the comments, but we're not able to bring them in, only because we're working through it because there's some technical issues happening there. So we're kind of sending them in manually. Yeah, it has nothing to do with SPTV. It's an issue that's happening with Facebook. But if you want your comments to be seen, jump on YouTube, y'all. Come on to YouTube. We'd like to see you. Come participate with us on this live on YouTube. The link is there. Click on it. Let it bring you to us. We'll see you guys on this side. But please know that we are seeing them, they're not filtering through on the camera. So Richard is doing everything he can to make sure that you're being seen. So please know, come on YouTube, y'all. We got you. I see signs every day as in feathers, songs, numbers, and I don't seem to have understood the message. Can you please help? Ooh, who wants to answer that one? I feel Susan was like really intrigued by that.
Yeah, you know, this just came up the other day for me with somebody else. And, you know, typically what I tell people is it would be very, it's usually the first person that kind of pops into your head, right? So if, oh my gosh, I think that's my mom, it's probably your mom. Because I think that's how spirit works through us, is by, you know, dropping those, oh, that's my mom, or that's my uncle, or that's my brother, or whatever that is. So I think it's whatever your heart center tells you it is, because I think that's where we connect, is in our hearts. And there isn't anybody, I mean, spirit knows our hearts and minds so well that they're able to just kind of tap in. So when you see those feathers or songs or numbers, that first instinct, that first person, that's usually my guess of who it is. So.
Yes. Yeah. I feel like, Rebecca, when you're saying this, I definitely feel like feathers. I want to give father. So I have a gentleman that feels like a father that just like feathers, like just like I want to give that wind of like feathers, and that, you know, you're so sensitive and intuitive. So I feel like you really do feel spirit close. So not only are you physically seeing it, I agree with Susan. Trust your instinct on what comes first, and if you also go to where you woke up, like what was on your mind, who did you invite to be with you? Because they're listening. Michael, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, I think it's important too, because I mean, we all, you know, medium psychics, we get this question a lot, and it's the same advice I give, and to me it's good, because if I tune in, you know, and think, then I'm in my head. So I would rather, like, if I'm channeling somebody who's coming through, they will bring it through during the channeling or doing the communication. But when it's a person that's having these experiences, absolutely, you know, what Susan and Debbie both said, it's like that first person to pop in your head, because you don't want somebody else giving you their impression. So if I say it's, you know, this person, that's what I'm feeling, but it very well may be somebody else. You know, so definitely trust that. And the biggest mistake people make is thinking it's a coincidence that I'm seeing this or having this experience. Don't. You know, that's that person trying to communicate with you, and it's very subtle, which I think because of some TV shows, they it's over dramatized as more dramatic, and it's not. It's so subtle.
Yeah. I had that with a guest I was working with, and I had like a deja vu, like, whoa, this is like, I've been here before. Like, this is a sign, like, you could feel into it. Like, it's almost that, you know, I didn't tell this to Richard, but I was in here with the guest, and I was like, I've been here before, you know, that feeling of it feels so right. So it's pretty cool when that happens. So just embrace that, give gratitude.
I literally just did that.
Yeah.
I was like, I dreamed this, because I was trying to do Skype, and I was like, oh my gosh, I dreamed this. It was so weird right before I got on.
Oh, you gave me chills. And I know Spirit has me and you and Michael. Well, they have all of us. And how everything is aligned in such a beautiful way. It really is. And being in it and embracing it, giving gratitude for it, it does welcome that sign and that connection even more so. So yeah, I love that.
Can I say something?
Yeah, Michael, go ahead.
No, just as when I read someone's name like Rebecca, I keep seeing, and I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm connecting with her on an energetic level. And there's two things that keep popping up. And there must be a lot of people on this chat that either want to walk into testing the waters with psychic. But I feel that with Rebecca, like she's either holding back, trying to connect, but I also feel like healing energy around her as well. With animals too. I feel like the healing is more with animals. At least that's what I'm feeling now. But there's something on the psychic or mediumship level that she's either holding back, exploring because of fear. I don't know, Rebecca, does that make sense at all?
Yes. Oh, she wants the reading. So you're not wrong by reading her. Go ahead, Michael. Go in. We're going to read you, Miss Becca. I hope this makes
I couldn't
sense.
hold back. I'm like, I gotta. Yeah. That's how it works for me. If I'm starting to feel, I literally have to bite my tongue. But Rebecca, and I got YouTube up, so I'm reading the comments or as they come up on my phone too. So she says yes. I understand. It can be frightening. What I feel you need to do is just search out the right teacher. See who resonates with you, who makes you comfortable. I mean, you go on Facebook, you go on YouTube, there is millions of teachers and psychics and mediums. But if you can find somebody that, can give you a referral, maybe somebody that that has taken a class, go that route. Make sure you talk to the people, do your research before. It's funny you asked that because first I felt that you healing animals, but it is a 50-50. It's kind of like that's your meditation in a way. It grounds you, if you will. So I feel the healing with animals is definitely a two-way street. And also, is mom on the other side? I feel a mother. Debbie, were you connected to that person too as well?
I just heard mom right now when you said that. So go for it, Michael. Go ahead. This is for you, babe. You got the link.
I don't know, this woman that I'm feeling feels that she passed early in life. What I mean by that is I keep getting brought to like 40s. I see 40s around this woman. Oh, okay. Okay. I got to get used to the delays. But, so Rebecca, let me just see what else here. I don't know. I just feel this woman is pushing you to almost guiding you towards this work. That's what she's making me feel. And I also feel a Cancer connection with this woman. I'm sorry, I'm used to just waiting for the responses because I want to make sure I'm actually with her.
Just say what you got, Michael. It's all good.
I also feel that she's trying to say that she wishes she could have spent more time with you. That's the feeling she sends me. It just feels like the time was cut short. But I just feel I just want to leave you with this from what I'm feeling from this woman that is here with me. I just feel like you need to put this, she's making me feel like you just need to put her aside because I feel that she kind of restrained herself from moving forward because of fear. And we all do that. But she's making me feel that she wishes she would have taken more risks, if you will. But she just wants you to kind of just put that fear aside and just step into, she actually is encouraging you to do things that make you uncomfortable, because that's where the excitement in life happens. So I just want to leave you with that, Rebecca, and I hope that made sense.
She said, Mom. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Susan, did you want to add?
Yeah, I would like to add. I was getting a sincere feeling of, not necessarily of I'm sorry, but more of I wish I could be there to help you right now. I wish you could really feel me and see me, because I do feel as though when I'm into this and with Rebecca, I almost feel like she's been going through quite a lot. And it has been like the last year or so. And it feels like it's just a wave of one thing after another. And I just feel Mom's sympathy, her wishing that she could be there to support her. And just knowing I'm recognizing you, I'm recognizing your struggles, and I'm with you every moment. Just because you can't see me physically, I am with you. So that's what I was pulled to say. I hope that resonates with her and gives her some comfort. If not, I don't know. I might be with totally somebody else, but this is truly what I was feeling. So, and I feel like it's just been a long haul for Rebecca. I feel like it's been a long time.
She says, oh, yes. Mm-hmm. Struggling with depression very deeply.
Yes, and I'm sorry about that. Depression can be debilitating. So make sure that you go get help. You talk to everybody. You do everything you need to do to get better. It's hard.
Sending you so much love, Rebecca.
I got to throw, do I have time just to throw one more thing out for her? Because I feel this, Rebecca, there's something I just feel I need to share with you. It's almost like you need to find, I don't know, there's something about being around psychics and mediums that would help you. Not in the way of giving you readings, but being in that energy, because I feel this is, I just got to say what I feel. This is somehow part of your soul. Maybe not to be a professional psychic, but there's something about being around the energy of other mediums and psychics. It's almost like it makes you feel like you're part of that family. So again, if you've been like repelling away from this work, I can understand it, and it's your choice what you want to do. But I just feel this, that you have some connection with this group of people. So I would just say explore it and see how it makes you feel.
Yeah.
That's the best advice I can give you. Yes, your soul family.
Yeah. And I love how the picture has all the purple, because that's how Spirit brought her forward to me. Was she is in the divine flow of the connection of Spirit. So I'm going to leave you with the word trust. Trust within yourself that you're doing the right thing. Trust that you're on the right path. Trust that everything is unfolding naturally. Trust that you're right where you're supposed to be. Even if it feels uncomfortable, keep going, baby. Keep going. You are divinely connected. As if we connect to Mom, I also thought Nana. So the women there are just pushing you and supporting you with so much love. So thank you, Michael. Thank you, Susan, for just sharing and holding space for her. And we just hold you in such a high upliftment with Spirit right now as you go through your challenges, Rebecca. Thank you for letting us hold space. And Richard, if we can roll them and see if we can go to the next person and see if we can continue to share that love of Spirit. What would you suggest as the first step for someone trying to learn how to work with Spirit? Anybody want to answer that?
I'd like to answer it.
Go ahead.
The very first thing that comes to my mind is when I look at Cindy's name is building that spiritual connection, building that foundation, ridding yourself of the fears of connecting to the other side, getting rid of those fears and inhibitions that like scary shows teach you, or, oh, this is all very scary, and it's not. So really resting and trusting in the universe and your creator and God, and knowing that you are doing good works, and just build that relationship between you and your own soul as well as Spirit. And in time, it starts to unfold on its own. Because when you go in with fear, I can remember when I was first starting to open up, how because I was always a haunted person. I always had a haunted house. And so I was like, okay, so if I open up, am I just like opening the floodgates? And it's like, no, God knows my heart and knows that I'm here to heal and do good things in the world. I'm not here to open gates or doorways to anything that is awful. So I just rested in that. I just rested in I'm doing good things here, and I'm doing this for a higher purpose. And that helped me. So building that foundation of faith and trust with my creator was a number one for me. And then from there, it just kind of carried away.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. Michael, do you want to add to that?
I would just say that know right from the beginning that you already do connect with spirit. Everybody does. And then, you know, one of the biggest barriers to anybody trying to do this is trusting, like we've already said. But if you step into this knowing that it's already part of who you are, right? Mm-hmm. This is, in my opinion, we come from spirit. We'll go back to spirit. We just have this physical body right now. So we forget, you know, you already have the intuition. Everybody's walked into a room after somebody has had an argument and you feel that tense energy, right? That's your soul picking up on that energy, because we're just energetic sponges. We feel this. So one, just knowing that you already do this. But two, like I said earlier, you know, you have to find the right teachers, because in a lot of ways, they can either encourage you or discourage you, you know, really. And I found that myself. And I found that with friends of mine, that if you have to find the right teacher, one that's going to be encouraging you, one that wants you to be better than they are.
Yes.
That's what I want for everybody. I want everybody to be better than I am at this.
I think that's hard to find.
It is, but
unfortunately, you know, I think that's hard to find.
Yeah, because there's a lot of territorial competition I've found in this work, which shouldn't be. Yeah. There's plenty of people that need mediums and psychics, good mediums and psychics. Yeah. So for me, it's like, man, even when I do lives, people ask, I'm getting this stuff, can I put it in the comments? Yes, absolutely. It's not about me. It's about people getting a message. So I don't care who it comes from.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of holding space and being that voice for those who want to share their story, right? As you both were talking, I was just getting the feeling of we're spirit. So we're spirit. And we also have that thought-to-thought connection. And if we're going into that spirit world and you have that thought-to-thought connection with spirit world, it's developing the friendship and the bond, as both of you expressed. And so you want to look at your belief system, Cindy. And what is your belief system? Do you believe in life after death? What is your belief on that? Do you believe there's a higher connection? So really embrace that and welcome that, because we can do this even in the living. We are spirit, and so that is something you want to cherish, and who you want to connect to and why. There's always the development of why do you want to connect and how do you want to continue to build that. So lots of love to you there. I hope, as Michael said and Susann said, this journey is a sacred personal journey, and this journey is for you. And I wish you so much love and growth, because it really is a beautiful experience when you get that unfoldment. You're like, oh man, that just happened. I just talked to someone that's waiting for me. I love this. And that connection just builds and builds. I've been told that I'm an empathic psychic medium. Do you feel this for me? I've been afraid to jump in and see where it takes me.
So I'm going to tread lightly on the first part, because people will, you know, I can tell you what I feel or what I perceive about you. But the thing is, what do you feel? Do you feel this? And the reason I say that is because I'll use me as an example, because that's the only thing I can relate to, really, my experience. I don't think I had to be told that I was this. It was kind of like I just had this feeling, you know, and it just came up, you know, after a certain experiences that I had in my life. For me, I just kept having this pull, like there's something here. So I'd have to ask, do you feel that? Because it's not important what I tell you or what I feel for you. Do you feel it? And from there, where does it pull you? And I'm just seeing if I feel anything right now, but I would just have to sit with that for now and just ask you those questions. Because if you feel it, there's something there for you. And do you feel to take that next step and just start exploring, you know, start reading about things, start, you know, maybe watching people work, see where it takes you.
Mm-hmm. I feel Susan's in there. She's in there. Susann, what do you want to add to that?
So Chris, what I was feeling for you was perhaps maybe looking at your self-confidence. And one of the things that I think I looked for in the beginning of this journey was validation that I was actually not crazy and that this was a real thing for me. Because in this world, if you grew up in the family that I grew up in, you would, and being told that I was too imaginative, that I was too sensitive, that all of these things, I began to think, oh man, I need some real psychiatric help, right? So once I was able to kind of again, develop that relationship with spirit. And really, it's all internal, right? This relationship with spirit. And it is very personal and sacred. But I was always kind of searching for, okay, I'm not crazy, right? You feel this, right? Like, I feel like I was always kind of looking for that validation. And maybe that's kind of what you're asking for, is that validation. And I kind of go with Michael. If you already know you're different, you already can sense that you know more than maybe the normal person would know, or you feel more, I would go with that. And the thing, again, I go back to the fear. I think you mentioned in your last comment about, I'm a little afraid to take those steps. Well, let me tell you, those steps were already there. They're for you to take. They are already there. They want you to walk that path. There's no fear there. If that's where you're being drawn, then that's where you need to go. And have faith in that. When you're being pulled, just go forward. So just take that with you, Chris. I hope that helps.
Can I throw something out?
Yeah, go for it.
Sorry, I have to ask because I'm Italian and I will just talk. So I want to make sure not to be my normal self here, in a way. But I think it's all about timing too. Like for me, I always ask, why did this present at 45 instead of younger? And I got to give you just a little context. I was in the military for 20 years. And I remember as a kid, I was super sensitive. I mean, I would get emotional over the littlest things. And everybody used to tell me that. You're different. I could just feel it too. Like I would cry for no reason. And then as I started to get a little older and started looking at the military, it's like, nope, I had to change who I was because of what I was about to do. Didn't think it was going to be a 20-year career, but it was. So for me, it wasn't the time for this stuff to come up. So it was after that. But again, it's like, it was a timing thing. You just feel when something's there. So I'll just stop there and hope that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Chris. He says, thank you so very much. She says, yeah, lots of love to you. Beautifully explained, both of you. Yep, I was a sensitive one, she says. I love that. So that's power, girl. That's your Supergirl power right there, that sensitivity.
And just know, Debbie, you got to cut me off. You got to cut me off if I get on.
Oh, trust me, I will.
You just got to say, Mike, just shut your pie hole.
No, we're good, Michael. This is what it's about, giving different feedback. You're feeling one way, Susann's feeling the other. We're all getting the pieces of the story, and this is the beauty of how spirit connects to us. And this is how it feels. This is what I'm expressing or sensing. So no, I love it. Keep going. The older I get, the more I connect. And that's the beauty. We're connecting, and then it's like we're in it. So don't be afraid. You're already in it. I feel like when a lot of times we're like, oh, spirit, come be with me. And then they come and they're like, oh, no, let me get my sage. Hold on, just kidding. But it's like, no, stop. Walk, you were already calling.
Let me get my sage.
Yeah, let me hook it up here.
If I light sage, I'm going to be pushed out of the room because it's like sage.
And like, no, that just amplifies it and makes the connection so much beautiful. Like it's so clear. It's so clean. Like, come on, it even closer.
That's exactly right. Exactly. It makes it, for me, it clears everything up. I'm like, okay, here we go.
You sage and you just brought him in a nicer way, a different, more energetic way. I can go on, but I'm sorry, I'm a little silly, but no, Michael, this is what you did to me. You opened me up right there with that.
That's right.
Jessica, do you, let me get myself grounded here because you took me out. Do any of you connect with animal spirits? If so, how do you communicate with them? I do. I think Susann does. Michael, do you?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So what do you do when you connect to them?
The same thing I do when I connect to somebody, a person that was a physical human being, because they're the same. It's energy. Now, the first time it happened, it threw me because I was like, wow, they're communicating just like a spirit person does.
Yeah.
So, but they presented, and I think it was the very first one was a horse. And the reason that
Oh my
I
gosh,
was,
me too.
yeah,
That's crazy.
I was doing a reading for a friend of mine, and she asked me, do you channel animals? And I said, you know what? I never have, but let's see what happens. And she said, well, I have a horse. And that's all she told me. The next thing I know, in my awareness, I see this horse. And he tells me, in my mind, just like a person would, that he had dementia. And then he shows me, I see this image of his fenced in yard next to the barn. And he would walk into fence posts, like he would bump his head into this fence post, and he would walk into the side of the barn and kind of back up and do it again. And I asked her, and I could see at this point she was in tears. I'm like, do you understand this? She's like, that's exactly what he did. And he had dementia. I was like, it just blew my mind because, oh my, I'm like, I'm talking to a horse.
Yeah. Isn't that cool though when that happens, right? It's so cool. I'm like, when you first experience, like, whoa, that just happened. So what I would recommend is just attune to the animal kingdom world. Get a book on animals, start to study the different animals, and start to look at the different breeds. I remember Michael did a test live, and he went in, he's like, I'm just going to come in today, and this was 2 years ago. I remember, Michael, you saying, I just want only dogs or animals to come in. And so with that, I remember you just went from the audience and you went live, and you're just like, okay, who wants to come in? And so work with the animals, attune your energy to the animal spirit, and ask for the animals to come closer, just as you would in the spirit world, and just work with one animal at a time and ask them to show you what they were experiencing, what did they feel. Use your senses. What does it smell like? What do you hear? What is the calling card that they're giving you when they come closer? So develop that same bond as if you would in spirit with the soul of a person is the same for an animal. So I hope that helps you. Michael, the spiritual horse. Wow, that's amazing.
The whisperer.
The whisperer. Yes, Dave. Yes, girl.
Yeah. And then somebody asked earlier, what was your favorite, like one of your favorite experiences? And I have to say this because I'm thinking about it, and I'll be really quick, but it was with a dog. I did this reading for this family, and there was 5 people in this family, the 3 daughters. One of them remained silent the whole time, but when I got towards the end, I was like, is there anything you want to know, anything you want to ask me? And she asked me, do you communicate with pets? And I'm like, funny enough, I do. And this was shortly after my horse experience. But she says, can you communicate with my dog? And I'll condense this down, but the dog started showing me all kinds of different things. But the one thing that I will always remember this. During the reading, the dog kept showing me a little gray milk bone. And I was like, well, that's a dog. There's going to be a milk bone. So I ignored it. This was a good lesson for me. A little bit later, showed me the milk bone again. Third time, I was like, okay, I can't ignore this. I said, what is with this gray milk bone? Her jaw drops. She stands up. She reaches in her pocket and pulls out the gray milk bone dog biscuit and says, I brought this for him today. I about fell over on the floor because I was like, that did not just happen.
That's lovely.
But that shows that they can be as persistent as humans to make us understand that we are here. We see what's going on. I will never in my life forget that moment because it taught me one thing, that if spirit shows me things more than once, there's something to it. Don't ignore it.
Yes.
Yeah.
They'll bring it back a different way. And they're like, I have to talk about this again. And they still won't. And it's like, here is another way. Let me say it this way. I love that you said that. What a beautiful experience for that lady, and the dog and the connection, that love. There is an impression of frequency and energy that comes. It's so healing when you're able to get into that depth of that read. So good for you, Michael, for holding space in such a beautiful way.
We all do it.
Yeah, it's just when you hear that, it's just like, that just happened. I get excited when things like that happen. So I really love that when there's that deep validation for them. Richard, are we able to roll them and see if we can go to another person here?
Those animals, though, in my reading, they just tend to run up. Like, they'll run up to my feet, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you have a dog in spirit. And you can bring in 10 of their relatives, but you bring in that dog and it's instant tears.
Right?
Yes,
Instant
yes.
tears. They're like, oh my God, my dog. I'm like, yeah, he's here.
I love
It's
that.
cool.
Yeah,
Well,
it's almost
Michael-
like, I don't care about Dad.
Yeah.
The dog's here? Oh my God.
You guys are awesome. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Susan. We'll be right back. We're going to go to a commercial, y'all. We'll see you in a couple minutes. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. Lots of love to you. Beautiful messages. Beautiful. Dogs are amazing, as Stace says as well. So yes, Stace. Oh my gosh, the spirit world, animal kingdom. I'm just eating all of this stuff. You guys are amazing. Come back. We'll be here. Don't go nowhere.
MySpiritualDirectory.com is one of the fastest growing online free listing service. Our search directory offers geolocation feature, rating ability, review system, map location, customer comment, YouTube video, gallery, social media sharing, direct contact with the lister, simple online booking and payment system. It's free to register and use. It even creates your own mini web page, which you can update at any time, and yes, it's still free, no monthly or yearly fees. 100% free. Creates your own profile page. Add social media and other links. Add a mini gallery and a YouTube video. Rating, reviews and comments. Includes online booking and payments. So, if you're looking for a medium or a reader, even a church, maybe a healer, or any other spiritual service, then visit myspiritualdirectory.com.
My Spirit Life is a free online interactive magazine for those who have an interest in improving their spiritual lives. Authors can upload images, videos, and audio clips to their own articles. The public can place comments, rate the article, and follow the author. All articles are vetted before being published. For more information and to place your own article, please visit myspiritlife.co.uk.
Welcome back, y'all. I hope you guys didn't go anywhere. I hope you're sitting right where you were when we left you. Welcome back, Michael. Welcome back, Susan. We're going to do some more readings. Richard, let's roll them. Woo! This is such a great topic. I'm so excited. I have to love Debbie. She's so lively. Oh, and you got me back on fire. All this energy, you guys just got me going. Thank you, Jeanette, for the kind words. Susan Riches, thank you so much. Lots of hearts. So you guys, as the names roll, if you're guided to stop with one of them, go for it. We're going to do some readings. So Ashton, thank you so much for being here. Oh, my heart just fluttered with her. Sharon,
Yeah,
okay, Michael, you say, can we go back to Ashton? Okay, Susan, you want to go there? You want to? So I know I would like to.
Yeah, when I was reading her name, I got a feeling of a male in spirit. So let me sit with this for just a minute. It almost feels like I'm being torn. There might be two, might be dad or husband, boyfriend, because I'm feeling like a sudden or tragic passing or something that happened very quickly. And I get that it was very sad. Like I'm feeling like you're still carrying that sadness. So I, again, can't get the comments right away. But I get this tremendous amount of love, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that it happened this way. I'm sorry that it ended this way. It was never supposed to be this way. Is anybody else getting that? Debbie, are you feeling that as well, or is it just me? Because I'm feeling this very sad gentleman in spirit. Do you understand this?
So, Michael, did you get anything? Well, I was in Lincoln, but I can go ahead and come in. For me, immediately when she popped in, my heart just went woof. And so I know for her, there's an angel that definitely steps forward behind her. I definitely do feel father, but I also want to say stepfather or something connected to father. I know that there's some grief definitely sitting in her heart. I know that butterflies are also very significant. I know that this person would have been in the hospital at some point because I'm having an IV, but there's something going on with my leg because all of a sudden my foot just got really, really heavy. So I know it was like to get around, to move around was very difficult or challenging. He's taking me to an awareness of my chest as well. So there's no granddad, stepbrother, I think. Okay, stepbrother. Okay. I was hearing stepdad. Do you have a stepdad or is something? So maybe I heard stepbrother, but like a dad. So I want to go to
brother.
Brother? You got brother, I got father.
Isn't that funny?
I love that.
And I got one too, but ignore my stick drawing because I scribbled. But I wrote down
Friend,
friend.
interesting.
But I feel,
Oh,
but around this friend though, yeah, but around this friend, I feel that the friend was making me feel like they took responsibility for their passing.
Yeah, tragic passing. Yeah, that's what I was feeling too. And that's why I kind of was like, this like boyfriend or just like somebody that's very connected, peer like with her. But also I felt like there was dad there too. So that's interesting. And yeah, any way to validate that, like, is this, there's just a sadness of I'm sorry. And I wish I would have done things differently for me. That's what I'm feeling. Yeah. And when you were talking about in the chest and I was feeling that with a different person and not stepbrother. So when you were saying that, I was like, oh my gosh, this must be dad too, or granddad. But I'm wondering if that just doesn't signify that they're together, right? That they're holding each other, that there was some connection there and they're supporting each other in spirit.
Yeah, I feel like they're also coming in to support her. I felt like through her grief and that whole like transformation, the butterfly coming through. I feel like there's a tattoo, an honor, something that she was thinking of getting is the sense I get. And I feel it's like that one step forward because he made me feel like I had an issue with my leg, but I also feel this is for her, like keep going. Like keep going.
Yeah.
I feel like you're working out. I feel like she's like just going and fighting. It's like keep going is the sense I get. It's even do it even if it hurts. Keep going in your grief. Keep pushing, baby girl. That's like the sense like I got you. And there is a huge empathy that steps forward is the sense I get. I know Michael's also getting something here. Michael, do you want to add to that?
Oh no, I'm just listening. Sorry.
I see you going, yeah.
I'm just kind of like just listening to what you're saying, and yeah, I just keep getting references to like substance, like pills or something like that. But I feel that this person would have been like definitely. I just feel depression around this person.
Yeah, same.
And I feel somebody tried to. I don't know if it's Ashton, but because I feel this person acknowledging like somebody trying to help them, and he wants to acknowledge that he appreciates it, and he kind of wants to release any guilt that anybody's carrying around his passing, because ultimately this was his choice, so nobody else should feel responsible for his passing, and that's what I feel he's conveying to me, that this was. There's more to it. It's just not enough time to go into it here. And I don't know if she understands that at all, but I just kind of want to leave it with that message, that to release any kind of responsibility that you feel, because it's not on you.
Yeah, that's what I was feeling as well. The same kind of jive, that same, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how much more time we have, but I just feel you looked out. Okay, but I feel you looked out for this person because that's what he's making me feel. Also, January, the month of January is in my awareness too, to be insignificant. I feel that January may be connected to the month of his passing, but I'm just aware of January. But
yeah, not very old either. This young man is not very old. Barely had a start at life, it feels like. Just got going.
And he wants you to know that the dreams are real too. Sorry, but the visitations, because he's shown me the visitations, and that's how he communicates with you. Because you're always asking for signs, but he's like, I give you the signs.
It's those darn feathers again.
I love that. I love that she really is inviting them. As she speaks, I feel like the music's going as well. Like I'm in the car and the music is just going. So they're definitely making connections to you. So we're going to leave you, Ashton, with their love and our most highest regards of prayers and upliftment for you and what you're going through. But I see keep going is the message I hear. So thank you, Michael. Thank you, Susan. And I'm going to leave you with your it's father's love and brother's love is what you both brought forward. So thank you so much, Ashton, for just letting us hold space. If we can go to the next person, Richard, that would be great. Hi, Cheryl, Arlene. You guys stop at any time. Julie, Christine, Chelsea, Laura. Let's go back to Laura. Thank you for your service, Michael, they said.
Oh, thank you.
Can we go back to Laura? Laura Payne, how are you, Laura? You guys feel you want to connect here with Laura?
I'm feeling a mother or grandmother in spirit. So there's a woman here, and it feels more like grandmother now that I'm sitting with her. And I do get a sense of having granddaughters. So I know that there's more than Laura. I feel like there's more women or more girls in the family. I'm sorry, what did he say? Okay, so this sounds like an auntie to you. And then so she would understand the women or the girls, having a lot of girls around? Yes? Okay. Because she's talking about, and this, she feels very joyful. And again, remember I was describing earlier about that excitement about coming through. It just feels like I just want to come in and say, oh, okay, so grandma. All right. That's what it was feeling like. Okay, so it was grandmother. Okay. So I'm getting this joyousness about her being one of her favorite granddaughters, or her being one of the favorite girls. And so it's like, oh, that's my girl there. That's my girl. And she talks about how much she's very joyous, and she has a wonderful laugh. And she feels like she would have just been like the grandmother that knew all the things. So like my grandmother and her, we had doors. People were going in and out all the time, and she knew she was kind of the hub of the family. And I'm feeling kind of a little bit of this energy. If you wanted to know something about somebody, you would just ask grandma, because they would know what's happening with this cousin or that cousin. So she feels like she's that kind of a hub person. I think she's also kind of bringing this forward to acknowledge that there has been a little bit of a disruption in the family, so that people are not as connected as they were when she was alive. And so there is this kind of bring that back, bring that joy back, bring that back together. She also wants me to acknowledge that you have a child. I feel like a little girl, possibly a little boy too, but it feels as though she's saying, she's seeing them and she's with them all the time. I'm seeing them playing. So if this isn't your kids, it's some young children that are maybe your sister. Anyway, she's just showing me these kids playing. So I'm getting that she's watching over them. Yeah. So Michael, you getting anything?
So I'm connecting to Laura on a psychic level, because I want to talk about the feeling of sadness all over the loss of a relationship. So as I just feel into this, that I just feel that I need to talk about the loss of a relationship. But what I feel with that is almost like it's better for your energy for this person to kind of step away from you at this time. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I'm feeling. I don't know, I just feel this was somebody that you were close to, like a friend, female, but I just feel like this relationship had to be almost like a timeout. Would you understand that, Laura? I know I keep asking for the confirmation.
It's hard. It's hard to not get that feedback. And
yeah, but I just want to say that what I feel about this, whether it's right or wrong, I just feel like this is actually a good thing for your energy. So I'll just stop with that.
The sound comes on.
And if it doesn't make sense, put that in there too, because I need feedback one way or the other.
Yeah, I agree. If it doesn't fly, let me know. We'll go back in. We'll get it figured out.
You guys are both so cute. I just hear the song, I'm working on my energy. So that means, girl, you've been working on yourself. Like, congratulations to you. So separation from a partner, but male. Yes.
Okay.
So yes. Yeah. So I was like, because you're working on your energy, that song came in such a beautiful way. Like you're taking care of yourself, like you're really doing the things that you're getting stronger. You're in this beautiful path of power. And there's a lot of enlightenment, a lot of upliftment. I feel like you're connecting to spirit. So you're super sensitive like us. I feel that you go and you talk to your team and you're like, okay, God, what do I need to do today? Like, give me that strength, come in closer. And so I feel like you're so intuitive. I literally can see your soul connection, and you're looking, you're like, okay, Debbie, tell me what to do. And that's like, I'm going to say, you got this. Like, it's almost like that movie, Just Do It. Or not the movie, but the shoe, Nike, just do it, girl, just go. Like if you're ready to dive into that new relationship, you're ready to dive into that work, I want to give you that massage hands, you know, like that healing energy that flows through you, because this pureness of whiteness that just flows through your hands. You have, like, your hands have this magic touch, whether I'm on someone's spine or I'm working on someone's energy. I definitely feel that you have that flow through you. You're a very gifted person. Don't doubt yourself. When you speak, it's like spirit is speaking through you. When you're listening, you're very intuitive. You're a very grounded person. So if you're looking for work, I want to give you work. I want to give you that abundance. And when you spoke of Grandma Susan, I just saw like all her plates and her dishes on the table. Like she liked to have, when you say family together, reconnecting, holidays. I was getting taken to Thanksgiving. It's like, bring in the family. Let's have this turkey cut, or, you know, let's celebrate over food. And it's like, food was a big thing. Like, I feel like with her, I want to have mashed potatoes. I want to be in this kitchen, in this couch. It's like she walk in the door, there's this couch here, there's a brown kind of a carpet, cream couch, and then boom, there's the table. And I feel like she would sit right at the end of that table and she would just eat, whether this is like cream of wheat or some oatmeal. I feel like she had to have a softer texture of food. I feel like you tended to her. So you definitely are supported and loved. So keep going. That working on your energy, girl. God bless you. I know that power and you're in it. So thank you for just letting us hold space. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Michael, for bringing her forward. So Richard, let's see who we have next. I do. I like to make Richard work. Did you all share? Did you all like? Because, you know, Richard, make sure you send lots of comments. Get the man to work today, y'all. Send lots of comments in. God help me. I can't help it. Siobhan, girl, nice to have you here. Stacy, there's that kitty cat again. That kitty cat caught my attention. Please, I'm going to take it to you guys. Michael, the kitty cat. You want me to go back to the kitty cat? Tell me, guys, where you want to go. Like, you're the guest here. What's catching your attention?
Nothing yet.
Yeah.
Kitty cat.
I want
to give healing to the kitty cat. I just want to, like, open up that healing to the kitty cat.
Can you go to Samantha?
Girl. Samantha, girl.
This is going to be energetic, like psychic again, because that's what I feel. I just feel like, Samantha, you need a good Reiki session. I don't know why I feel that, but I just feel like you're carrying around. I just feel like right now you have so much on your plate and so much on your shoulders. I just feel like this heaviness. And I just feel like you need to somehow release that energy. But I feel this is around taking care of other people, like putting everybody else first. So I feel like your worries are with everybody else. And it's like, whoa, it's nice to help other people, but I just feel like you got to, like, whoa, step back and reevaluate how you feel, what you need. I just feel like you're at the moment when you're about to just shout it, like, okay, enough, enough. I'm going to go hide now and I'm going to take care of myself. That's the feeling I get, or at least that's what I feel you need to do. So does that make sense?
She said yes, so she understands that. Susan, did you get anything for Samantha?
I did. I was hearing loud and clear. Take it easy on yourself. I feel almost like their spirit's saying, you know what? She is her worst critic. Like very hard on yourself, and you're doing a wonderful job. And don't give up. I know it gets hard. We get those messages in our head that say we're not enough. We need to do more. And you know what? You're doing just fine. Take it easy on yourself. So Dad must be piping in here and saying, well, she's trying to do it all. And you need to just maybe take a step back and love on yourself a little bit. Because you can't be everything to everybody, like Michael said. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sorry for your loss too.
wow.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to just go in and just hold space to bring in that energy connection, right? So when you say that, it's like spirit come closer, spirit be with you. And when you talk about the dad, like for me, the first impression that comes in is like, I want to be smoking at some type of like cigar pipe or some type of pipe, because that's what was brought to my impression. I heard sibling brother too. So when you were both working, I felt like I was connecting to a sibling with her, and it's like trying to bring everyone together. It's like she's holding space for so much, but it's like, let's bring in some more deeper healing for you, babe. Let spirit come closer as they come into that solar plex, and they bring in that power, and really letting go of what's not in our control. Because I feel like when we're in these situations, we want to control it, and so it's like, let it be. You know that song, let it be, and that is like you're in that surrendering place. It's one of my favorite songs, you know, let it be. And so it's like, just sometimes there's some things that we just can't control, and it's we gotta let the flow, that natural flow, to happen. And I feel like you paused quite a bit. Maybe 3 months ago, you were talking to yourself and you said, what do I need to make changes in my current situation? How can I make things better? And so I felt like you were reevaluating your work. You were taking time to breathe, and you were taking time to get your walking on. And I feel like I want to bring that back to you. So if you stop that, I feel like I want to reinstate that and bring that memory and that impression, because I want to remind you how beautiful and how strong you are, just the way you are. Embrace the love of who you are now. And it's like, that's, if I acknowledge this person and I were to let him come closer, and I invite him to come closer, it's a breath. It's something with the breathing with him. And it's like I would have had some either lung or breathing issues with him. And I feel like the memory with him being in the car, whether I thought I was like the guy, right? Like I'm in the car, I'm all cool. So I know like I'm driving, because this gentleman makes me feel like I'm super cool in the car. I feel like maybe at some point I would have had tattoos on my arm, because this is the impression that I get with this gentleman. And I feel like he knew everybody, because I'm honking the horn and everybody's waving. It's almost like I'm in a parade. So he makes me feel like a lot of people know him, is a sense that this gentleman is coming to my awareness. And I feel like birds are also very significant for you. I want to go to, it's interesting because a part of me wanted to go to a butterfly, but then I wanted to go to a hummingbird. But I feel, Susan, you're tapping in here just a bit. So I want to come to you and see what you've got with this bed.
I'm just riding away. That's all I'm doing.
I see you, girl.
So one of a few things came up for me, and I, Samantha, and I feel as though like Debbie was just mentioning, I'm getting kind of the same impressions with this gentleman that's here. But can I also add that he's really coming through with thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I feel as though you really took care of him, or made sure he was taken care of at the end. I'm also getting a feeling of, did you just miss him when he passed? I know that I feel that you were with him in those very crucial moments, but did he just like wait for you to leave the room and pass? Because I'm feeling like, don't be mad. Don't be upset about that. There's a tremendous amount of love from him to you. And I feel as though you were very close in life. And so this must be why that depth of sadness that everybody's kind of tapping in for you, and that critical. He's making you feel you were always just too hard on yourself. Always wanting to be the best, always in control, always having, everything just so. And I'm getting that kind of surrender, like go with the flow, like Debbie was mentioning, that maybe we just need to relax and show yourself some love. I was also kind of tapping into, you looked right at me before you passed. Okay. And did you leave? I guess I won't know. But okay, so let me take you back to that moment. Hold on a second. Oh, I just feel very emotional, Samantha. I really feel like I could just start crying for the emotion that's around you right now, and I'm around your dad right now, because there's just this very intense love for you, and very much grateful. I'm so, he makes me feel as though you and your kids were like the light of his life. Like you brought him so much joy just by being you and being his daughter. So there's just profound feeling here. And a gratitude. And again, I'm getting that lung stuff too that Debbie was, and I'm feeling kind of more in my heart space as well. So I know that it was hard work at the end for you, very stressful emotionally and physically for you, and just a ton of gratitude for what you did, and just being there was amazing for him. Made it easier for him to let go.
Thank you, Susan. Michael, did you have anything that you wanted to add?
I was picking up on a totally different energy connected to her. I was feeling a male that was stepping forward, that is taking responsibility for his passing. I think she had mentioned that her boy's father just passed. And when I read that, I just felt this male come in, and I feel like he was taking responsibility for his passing.
Oh, their dad. Okay.
That's who we're channeling.
So is that who we're tapping into, and not
Yes.
her?
I don't.
Yes.
That's what I was feeling. I was feeling
Okay.
a male that.
Yes.
So I could be with
that
somebody
makes a lot
else.
of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I was feeling somebody that is stepping forward to take responsibility for their passing.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's not connected to her, I'm just going to go ahead with what I'm feeling. So this person has just let me know that I just felt with him that either life was too much for him, the responsibility of just life was too much. And it just got to a boiling point, and this wasn't planned. It was kind of like just a spur of the moment, irrational thought, and did it. So I don't know if that's connected to you, Samantha, but this person is just apologizing for taking that way out and leaving the mess behind. That's the word that I'm feeling him convey. That it's like everything was just dumped in this person's lap for them to take care of because I took the easy way out. And he just wants to say, I'm sorry for that, because he sees from that where he is now, that was the wrong decision to make.
I can feel her body. That was what she needed. But I'm sorry. I can feel that like release for all of them.
So again, I don't know if that's connected to Samantha or if that's with somebody else. But
God bless you, Samantha. God bless you, girl. So much love to you. Okay. So with that being said, each and every one of you, thank you for holding space. Send lots of love to Samantha and all those that are in here. We thank you for letting Michael, Susan, and Richard and I be here with you all tonight in Across the Pond. We'll see you next week, 6 p.m. on Transcend with Debbie. God bless each and every one of you. Have a great weekend. Take care. Bye. And please don't forget, say that one more time, Richard. Okay, so for the future, if you want to find Michael, where can you be found?
Let's see, my website, michaelchristophermedium.com, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram.
Yeah.
And Twitter. I know a lot of people don't use Twitter, but I'm there too.
Oh, nice.
And Twitch.
Oh my gosh, you're a Twitch bro. I love that. Susan?
So my website is susannbowler.life. It's SUSANN and it's BOWLER, susannbowler.life. And that's where you can find me and all my connections to me. I'm also on Facebook and Threads, which is new and different, and Instagram, and I'm a baby on TikTok. I'm a baby. So, I mean, I got nothing over there, but I'm trying. And so, yeah, I'm all over.
Nice. It's an honor to have both of you here. Thank you, Rebecca, for your kind words. Until next time, thank you, Laura. She loved her reading. Much love to you. Ellie, girl, thank you for being here. Thank you all for holding space. Love you too. Sharon, much love to you. Janet saying hello. Debbie, Michael, and Susan, blessed be to you all. Blessed be to you, love. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Gosh, Debbie, I need your energy. Oh my gosh, Sharon. Here you go, girl. Let me send you some energy. Here you go, love. All y'all take that. It's all part of the universe. It's free. Take it, pull it in, and let's go. I couldn't help it. Have a beautiful day, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Good night. Bye, Terry girl. Bye.
And thank you, Debbie.
Thank you.
Yes. And Richard for putting up with us.
And Richard, yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
It was fun.
Richard,